Hey everybody, so today we're going to talk about free verse poetry. There are no rules. So when you have poetry, there are different kinds of poems. Most poems follow a pattern. If you've ever read Shakespeare, he is famous for his poetry, which follows a pattern, which is also known as a sonnet. There's also lyric poetry, which we've covered before. There's epics, and there's meters. I'm not going to go into epics. We've already seen the lyric poem. That is a poem that's meant to be sung. Meters are stressed and unstressed words. But we're not going to worry about that because that's a little intense for us. So we're just going to talk about free verse. So a lot of you are asking me, what is free verse? We're not going to worry about that either. So a free verse poem is a poem that doesn't have any rules. Isn't that crazy? So free verse is super popular, especially with your guys' age group. The reasons for this is because there's no rhyme scheme. There's no there's no rhythm to it. Don't have to follow. No following any rules. So this is very different than what we're used to, right? We're used to like a text analysis or an argumentative essay. And those are, structured. They have multiple rules that we need to follow in order to get that 100. But a free verse poem doesn't have any of that. It doesn't have any of the rules. It's based on you. But Miss Gelfars, what do you mean the poem is based on me? What I mean by this is it's your artistic expression. That's based on whatever you want your poem to be. Usually what happens is they are the natural flow of how we speak. So if we look at Risk by Anais Nin, you can see that there's no real rule that Nin is following. Okay, so let's read this. And then the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. This is a free verse poem because it doesn't have any rules that it's following. There's no meter involved. There's no rhyme scheme. As you can see, none of the words rhyme. And if we look at the other one that's for today, The First Time We Kissed by Kelly Roper. Nervously, I stood there under the porch light as you smiled at me and moved in closer. You took me in your arms and my heart began to thud so loudly. I was sure you could hear it, but were pretending you didn't. You moistened your lips, looked deeply into my eyes, and gently pressed your lips to mine. A moment's pause, and you touched my lips with yours again, a whispers of a kiss that promised more to come. We kissed again, and during that kiss, I felt like I had finally come home. Looking back, I know it was right as we kissed goodnight, and I turned out the light. So, something about this, there is a little rhyme here, but this is not a proper rhyme scheme. Usually when we have a rhyme scheme, the last words rhyme. We kind of have that with come and home, but that's really it. There's no other rules that she's following. She's typing or she's writing as she speaks, right? That's kind of what a free verse poem is. You write your poem as you would speak your poem, okay? So I hope this video helped. Just remember, free verse, no rules. Poem the way you want it. But in stanzas, of course.